Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. A little bit of sad news to start you off with today, and that is the fact that our 41st president, George H.W. Bush, is in the hospital. He was admitted within hours, apparently, within just a few hours of the end of the funeral for his wife, and he apparently has some kind of infection in his blood, and he's been in the ICU ever since. Now, yesterday it was reported that he is slowly, responding to the medication, and so I'm hoping that he'll do well. Definitely keep him in your thoughts. Keep the Bush family in your thoughts as they, when they're mourning the loss of Barbara Bush, and Bush Senior is in the hospital in the ICU. So try to keep them in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully he'll pull through this one, and he'll be okay. But there's a lot of concern, of course, because the man's 94 years old, and this is not really something easy to be dealing with. So keep him in your thoughts, and hopefully he will get well soon. Now, talking of some other news, happier news, I guess you could say. The Royals had a new baby boy yesterday, and I did not get the name, but I thought it was interesting. One, that so many Americans give a damn about the British having a new baby, the British royalty having a new kid, but people are interested. People like babies, so yeah. And then one that I know more about would be The Rock, or also known as Dwayne Johnson. He and his girlfriend yesterday announced that the birth of their new baby girl, Tiana Gia Johnson, and apparently The Rock was just ecstatic with what happened. He went out and he gave a long thing on Instagram about going through witnessing the childbirth, supporting his girlfriend while she was giving birth, and how much respect it gave him for his his girlfriend and everything like that. And at the end, it came out that they had a little baby girl. So congratulations to Dwayne Johnson and his girlfriend, and on the birth of their new daughter. And hopefully, we'll see more pictures down the road of their little baby. Of course, on Instagram, The Rock posted a picture of his new daughter while he was holding her at the hospital. I thought that was a really nice picture, rather poignant, and I thought it was rather cool. So congratulations on the new baby, and I wish you well in the future with your growing family, I guess it is. He is now a father of 3. I believe it's 3 daughters that he is now a father of. So that's rather cool. But now I'm going to talk about something a little more serious, I think, than some of this. That was, it's nice to have, nice stories where things are going well for people. The Royals having a baby, Dwayne Johnson having a baby, that's cool. But this story isn't so cut and dry, isn't so easy to deal with. It could actually have deadly repercussions. And that is the Iran deal. Donald Trump is talking about pulling out of the Iran deal. And of course, Donald Trump makes a lot of lies about it, saying that there's no verification, there's no this, there's no that. They're allowed to make a nuclear weapon, which he has claimed in the past. It's not true. Nothing he has said about the Iran deal hardly is true. The only one thing that he has said about the Iran deal that was true was the fact that they're for non-declared sites. If the IAEA sees something that they think is being a new nuclear site being developed, the process allows for 24 days before the IAEA can go in and inspect the site. Or at least they have up to. That's how long Iran has up to let them in. Now, all the other sites have to be checked. All the other sites have to be are allowed to be checked immediately. All the declared sites. Now, some people will say, "Well, that 24 days, that's too long. They could just clear out what they got, and no one ever know it was there." But according to scientists, nuclear material doesn't just disappear. Like, it's not going to just disappear out of a building in a few days, in less than a month. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what the scientists say. They would know more about nuclear weapons than I would, and I gathered to reckon that they probably know more about nuclear weapons than most of the people watching this video. So I'm going to trust them on that respect. But the fact is, Donald Trump deciding to end this could be detrimental to the entire world, especially to Israel. Now, Israel says they don't support this deal. They don't think it's a good deal. Why? Because Israel wants to go to war. But the deal actually prevented war and has prevented Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. Their breakout time for a nuclear weapon is somewhere between 1 year to 18 months now, as opposed to 1 to 7 months, which was the previous projections I was seeing. Many don't seem to understand what this deal actually did. A lot of what it did. Yes, it unfroze some assets that the U.S. had frozen all the way back in 1979. That were Iran's. Yeah, it returned some of those assets. But in exchange, Donald Trump is wrong, saying we got nothing in the exchange. What we got out of it was them giving up 98% of their nuclear material. They had to go down from, what was it, 19,000 fuselages to 5,000. So that limits the production of nuclear material, and any new nuclear material that they make could not be enriched past about just slightly over 3%. To make a nuclear weapon, they need at least, I believe it's 19 or 20%. It could be 20. It could be higher than 20%, but I believe it's at least 20%. And they're not allowed to do that. If it's found that they have done that, then they're in violation, and they could face the full might and fury of not just the United States military, but militaries around the world. The IAEA has said that Iran is complying with this. They're complying with all inspections so far to date. And there's not been really any problems with Iran on this deal. Now, if you want to, you could sit there and talk about how maybe the 24 days is too long. Maybe it is, but scientists say it's not. But if you want to make that a smaller amount of time, say 10 days, 6 days, whatever, fine. Personally, I don't see why the IAEA should be barred from inspecting a potential nuclear weapon site. I don't think there should be a time delay on that. But they say the time delay isn't a problem, that they would still be able to know if it's there, or if it was, if nuclear material was in the buildings or not. So really, the Iran nuclear deal has actually been very beneficial, very helpful to prevent these things from happening. They had to dismantle some of their reactors. One of the reactors they actually had to fill in, they had to completely destroy and fill in with cement. This has been verified. And Donald Trump went on this belief saying Obama's just trusting Iran. No, he didn't trust Iran. He made that very clear. He did not trust Iran, that Iran was not to be trusted. And that it was not about trust, it was about verification. So this deal has been a good deal. And if Donald Trump blows it up, if Donald Trump blows this deal up, what happens? The breakout time goes back to a very short amount of time. And so that's a terrible idea. It's a terrible thought. Donald Trump, you're playing with nuclear war here. Again. You're just sitting there trying to undo anything that Barack Obama did simply because Barack Obama did it. Even though nuclear scientists across the globe say this deal is a good deal and that it's working. The IAEA says it's working. And Iran is complying with every bit of the deal. So I hope on May 12th, by May 12th, Donald Trump goes ahead and lets it stay. Hopefully, his talks with the French Prime Minister this week, or President, whatever he is, over the Macron, will convince him to stay in the deal. So hopefully that'll all work out, because they meet this week, and so I think it's either this week or next week, and there'll probably be a lot of talk about that deal. So hopefully we stay in the deal, and hopefully, as Iran has said in the past, that they plan to stay in the deal even if the U.S. happens to pull out. But the fact is, it could hurt the respect, the word of the United States and the respect people have for the United States. Anyhow, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road.